Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GeForce RTX 4090. Yes, I bought one finally. In the new Delta Force demo, which is live right now. You can download it on Steam for free and play it. Let's check it out, okay? So I'm running it with the latest Nvidia drivers, as usual. I'm not manually overclocking it, and this one is the Asus ROG Strix version of the card. In Tech Power-Ups GPUs, you can see all of the GPU specs. Resizable bar is also enabled, and we got those beautiful 24GB of GDDR6 for 8K gaming. Oh yeah, we're gonna try that out. And over on the left, I'm pairing it with the Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU with half of its cores disabled, making it pretty much the same as a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. Only the 3D V-Cache cores are enabled at the moment. And over on the memory tab, finally, I'm using 32GB of DDR5 6000 mega transfers per second RAM in dual channel, and it's CL30. Let's get into it. And here we have it, guys. Let's go over the settings first. I am starting at 4K resolution. I'm also going to try it at 1440p, maybe 1080p as well, which is very low for a 4090, but just for curiosity's sake, okay? And then we're going to jump up to 8K resolution, which is this one right here. And after that, I'm also going to try 16K with render scaling right here, which goes up to 200%. So that is actually 16K, all right? The settings, as you can see, are set to extreme here. I just disabled motion blur. Ray tracing is off at the moment, and let's try this. And here we have it, guys. It's good to be back to Delta Force. 4K extreme settings, basically maximum settings without ray tracing, is getting us a high refresh rate experience here with the 4090, of course, as expected, I guess. This is a UE4 title. It's not even UE5. So it should be easier to run. Okay, we just lost the objective right away. Now, I remember in the previous early access when we looked at the map from above, it dropped FPS like crazy on maximum settings in 4K resolution, but now it is not doing that, so they fixed something, thankfully. But I am seeing that the frame time graph is not as stable as it was previously. It has some little spikes here and there. It's an Unreal Engine title, so of course it will have some stutters, unfortunately. But for the most part, it's pretty smooth still, okay? I'm not really complaining about the stability here. 1% lows are pretty low because of it, but it's definitely passable, in my opinion, especially if you compare it to recent titles that run a lot worse. Also, the game has a shader compilation feature, but even then, it doesn't remove the stuttering completely, but it definitely makes it a lot better, okay? I'm not really complaining, once again. This is just something that I'm noticing here in this demo version of the game. Oh boy, there are too many. I got two of them, but again, there were too many. Okay, we got revived. Let's go. Oh, they're coming. Oh boy. Oh, we're second place in our team, and we got 7 kills and 10 assists. 7-10. That means something, guys. It can only mean one thing. The absolute monster GPU is not the 4090. It is the GT 710, as everybody knows. All right. Okay. Anyway, power consumption is pretty high as well on the GPU. Of course, it's a 450-watt card. Sometimes it peaks above that because this is the Asus ROG Strix version with the OC BIOS as well. I can feel the temperature of my room increasing as I talk. Yeah, it's a very power-hungry card. You'll actually need a good AC unit if you want to run one of these comfortably. Or maybe if it's like the extreme winter, you know, it's very, very cold outside, this will feel great to own a 4090. Oh my god, what the hell. Okay, oh yes, I totally forgot. I got these things over here, my abilities. Okay, there we go. All right, we hit one of them for 4 HP. Oh, damn it. All right. Oh, I'm scared. Lots of smoke effects and so on. But yeah, guys, the wall hacks. They're not real wall hacks, of course. It's inside of the game. Don't start telling me that I have wall hacks and stuff. Some people actually do say that. Let's stop it right there. 126 FPS average, 62 1% lows. 1% lows could definitely improve, but I don't think they're hindering the experience. So let's enable DLSS quality. If you need even higher FPS, well, this looks pretty much the same as native 4K resolution. Even in my huge 42-inch monitor that I'm using, I can notice like a little bit softer look in some areas, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's almost indistinguishable from native resolution in this game, and you should use DLSS in my opinion. Come on, not from behind! So I guess my teammates don't really like to go to the objective. Nobody's there, dude. Come on, run to the objective, people. Let's go, we need to do this. We can't lose this. First game that I'm playing of the demo, I'd like to win it. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, probably not actually. But let's go, we're inside of here. Good stuff. Can I go up? Oh boy, there's another one, alright. And that's, okay, that one is dead. Shadow quality looks pretty good, as you can see, a little bit flickery sometimes, but hey, I prefer to have these lower-end graphics from UE4 than higher-end graphics from UE5, because this way we can push 200 freaking frames per second, guys. It's amazing. What? They can be inside of there? I didn't even know about that. Is that new in this new demo version of the game? Maybe. I don't remember people being inside of there previously. Yeah, 200 plus at times. It is insane, guys. If you have a 4K 240 Hz monitor, which are pretty common these days, you know, very expensive, but yeah, more and more people are grabbing those. You can definitely... Come on, oh my god, that was... bad, that was terrible! But you can actually get close to maxing out one of those monitors, which is pretty insane with DLSS quality, keeping very high visuals as well. So it's pretty amazing, guys, and this reminds me of the experience that I had when I first tested the 4090 2 years ago, approximately, when it released. I reviewed it in 16 or like 20 games or something like that, many games, and I was seeing constantly like 200 FPS at 4K resolution with the DLSS. It was awesome, basically. But now, of course, during these 2 years, things have become so much more intensive that a 4090 can usually do like 60 FPS at 4K, I guess, in those UE5 titles that are extremely intensive. Grenades. Should use this maybe. Come on. Alright. There we go, hitting for 7 HP, okay. Alright, I'm gonna disable DLSS now, and I'm gonna drop it down to 1440p resolution next. Here we go, 2560 by 1440, still on the extreme settings, and previously I saw a CPU bottleneck at 1440p with the RTX 4080 Super in the other version of the game from a few months ago, and here... well, sometimes GPU usage goes up to like 98%. We saw it peak there. Yeah, there we go once again. But most of the time it will be CPU bound at 1440p resolution, unfortunately, guys. So we are CPU limited with one of the best CPUs for gaming that are present in the market at the moment in 2024. Maybe when the 9800X3D comes out, we'll see some improvements. Yeah, basically, if you are playing at 1440p with a 4090, this is something that you'll see pretty often, okay? A CPU bottleneck even with one of the best CPUs for gaming. I don't think destruction was in the previous game version, by the way, when I previously tested in early access. Now there is destruction, apparently. I've seen it in the trailer as well. That's pretty nice. I like to see that, and without a hit to performance as well. Pretty good stuff, guys. Anyway, since 1440p is pretty CPU bound, I'm not gonna bother testing it further. DLSS would give you exactly the same FPS, just with a lower GPU utilization. So I guess, well, let's go down to 1080p just to tick that box. Okay. Alright, here we go. 1080p extreme settings. It's going to be pretty much the same as 1440p, with the same FPS, just with lower GPU utilization, once again, because we are CPU bound all of the time. Okay, I don't really know where to go now, guys. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on. We're fine. Really like the gunplay in this game, by the way. I'm enjoying it once again. Oh yes, and the 4090, man, I can't wait to test more games on it, guys. It's been such a long time. So many of you have requested me to check out the 4090 again, so it just feels awesome to have it in the channel again, even though I spent $1,400 on it. But yeah, let's stop it there, guys. It's 1080p on the 4090. I didn't even test 1080p a whole lot when I received it, so I'm just gonna go up to 8K. Alright, so the other game just ended while I was changing the settings. We are at full-on 8K extreme settings. Alright. And we are utilizing around 18 gigabytes, or allocating around 18 gigabytes of our VRAM on the 4090, as you can see on the on-screen display. Alright, we're now playing in the other map. I saw that the textures took a little bit to load, like a couple of seconds there, but now we're playing it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Can I get that one, please? Headshot? Yes, there we go. 203 meters. Good stuff. Can I get that one? Nope. Yeah, that's gonna be very hard. Okay, also, it's gonna be very hard because we're getting around the same FPS as I was getting with the GT 1030 at 720p lowest settings with upscaling. But yeah, this is a pretty bad experience at 8K resolution, guys, even though the engine is UE4. Oh yeah, and I just remembered that when you zoomed in this game, the FPS dropped by quite a bit, and it seems to be the case still. 26, 25, not zooming in, you get 42. Jesus. So they still didn't optimize the scopes in this game, apparently. At least on the extreme settings. That was a bit too high up. Wait. Come on, come on. I want that one. There we go. Good stuff. 125 meters. I like that they say the meters as well in Battlefield. I don't think they do, or at least they didn't in 2042 when it released. Alright, so I think we should definitely enable some upscaling here, which is very needed at 8K. I'm not sure how many of you are playing at 8K res, but if you are, you're probably using this card, so there we go. Performance DLSS is a really good way to play at 8K, by the way. It lowers down the resolution, the internal resolution, by a lot, of course, but that means that you now get 80 FPS with similar visuals. I can tell it's slightly softer. I'm using a 42-inch 4K monitor, but I can still tell the difference between 8K and 4K. It's slightly noticeable. But if you are playing in an 8K TV or something like that, Performance DLSS will look just slightly softer. It's still going to look fantastic. No jagged edges or anything. It is kind of an insane situation right now. Okay, in terms of graphical fidelity and resolution, DLSS makes a great job of upscaling here at this res. The higher the res, the better it works, of course, and the better quality it will be. Come on. There we go. There it is, 199 meters, good. There's another one right there. There it is, 202 meters. This is nice, guys. I mean, I'm not really feeling slowdowns here, though. This feels good, 51 FPS, 1% lows, but this time, yeah, look, zooming in to different areas of the map and stuff, it's not really dropping. So maybe it is 60 plus all of the time, and that's pretty impressive. Especially because we're still on extreme settings, guys. But what about that 16K resolution? Now, it's not possible to move the render scaling up here whenever DLSS is enabled, so we gotta do 16K with native res and extreme setting. And I guess it's gonna run out of VRAM heavily and maybe even crash. So we might need to drop it down to like low, for example, for 16K to be possible. But yeah, let's try it. Hello? Game? Mouse is still working. Super tiny, but it's still working. Oh, there we go. Out of video memory. Jesus. 24 gigs is not enough for 16K in Delta Force. Okay, so now I set it down to 4K res again using extreme settings, 100% resolution scale, but I enabled ray tracing on Ultimate. I'm not sure if this works in the multiplayer, guys. I have restarted the game to apply that, but we're seeing around the same FPS looking at the entire map, at least as previously. And down here, yeah, I guess it's getting slightly lower performance, like 20 FPS or so, but this ray tracing is definitely not intensive compared to what we're used to seeing when using ray tracing, you know? So you can definitely use ray tracing even at native resolution, apparently, in this game. It does stutter a bit more, though. Maybe because the game just started? I don't know. It's a very interesting implementation in this game. I can't even tell a difference that RT is on. So there's that. It just goes to show you that you probably should not utilize it, as I told you guys. It's a first-person shooter. You want the highest FPS possible. Ray tracing doesn't add anything to the game, I think. Oh my gosh, we're just killing them all. Well, not really, but I killed 6 of them. I'm gonna set DLSS to quality now and see it with ray tracing and DLSS at the same time. Previously, we were pushing up to like 200 FPS. Right now, we're getting like 40 frames less, so about the same drop in terms of percentages as we saw at native resolution, basically. And yeah, now we can push 144 plus FPS most of the time, I guess. Come on. At 4K resolution graphics, not real 4K native, obviously, because we're using DLSS, but it is pretty damn good with ray tracing on. Maybe like the shadows are ray traced as well. Are they a higher quality? Slightly, maybe. Again, you actually gotta stop, look at the image, and see if you can find a difference or not. It's not noticeable. But I guess if you really, really want to utilize RT, well, the 4090 can definitely handle it, as you can see. Come on, there we go. Couple of kills there. Getting the hang of this again. Good stuff. Wait. Many of them everywhere. Okay. Can I shoot them? Yes. The wall hacks. I don't really like the wall hacks, honestly. Like, it's an unfair advantage, but I guess this is because we just got the sector. It's kind of like in Battlefield. Anyway, it is pretty stable and good, better than I was expecting once again, but we're seeing some bigger spikes in that frame time graph, which is usually what happens when you enable ray tracing. It makes things slightly less consistent in terms of 1% lows, and that can actually hinder your experience a little bit. Alright guys, we're back to the 8K resolution. Now I have set it to low settings. I'm also going to disable depth of field here, and the ray tracing is disabled because I want to try it at 16K low. Hopefully it's going to work. I'm not sure if it will. Oh gosh, I'm not even inside of the game. This is still in the lobby part. Alright, it actually did apply, but it heavily ran out of VRAM already. Look at the RAM filling up. Jesus Christ, okay. Oh my god. Right, well, at least we're playing, well, sort of. I guess at least it didn't crash, but we're getting 1 FPS here in the menu. Again, inside of the game itself, it is less intensive than this usually, so maybe we might be able to get like 3 FPS, I guess. Oh, we got a black screen. No. No! Where'd you go, game? It completely crashed. It didn't even give me an error message this time. Well, I'm gonna try again, guys. It worked for a couple of seconds in the menu, so maybe we can launch a game. No, it just crashed again. Okay, now it doesn't even get to the menu. So that's the 16K experience for you. Alright guys, lastly for today, I got 4K resolution using ultimate settings, which are a notch above the extreme. Max is grayed out, okay, and I'm just gonna disable weapon motion blur there, no DLSS or ray tracing. These settings were broken the last time that I tested it, and yeah, they still are. As you can see, looking at the entire map from above, it gets you really low FPS. It's terrible for benchmarking, so that's why I chose extreme settings, okay, and also because the game defaulted to extreme settings and I didn't remember it had ultimate settings. But as you can see, it gets around the same FPS as the extreme settings with ray tracing enabled, at least in this particular scenario. Stuttering is pretty much similar as well, like the frame time graph isn't great, but it isn't horrible. It's definitely doable still. There's a guy over here, I think. A couple of them, maybe? No, only one here. All right, good stuff. Yeah, it's still going to provide a good experience, but you do lose around like 15-20 FPS compared to extreme settings, and the graphics are the same. Quality DLSS is probably the way to go here with ultimate settings, by the way, but in my opinion, you should just stick to extreme, because it's basically the same thing and you don't have those huge FPS drops, and those FPS drops might actually happen sometimes when you're playing the game, especially on like a chopper or something like that, seeing the map from above again. What the hell is this? Yeah, it's a bit more inconsistent. It becomes even more CPU bound as well, especially when you're seeing a lot of stuff happening in front of you, and it's probably best to avoid ultimate settings, at least here in this demo of the game, while it's not completely optimized, I guess. Oh boy, look at this. Damn. Oh, so many. No. Alright guys, so that's it. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope it was entertaining to watch, I guess, because it's not that informative, is it? 4090 obviously can play everything out there, so a UE4 title, yeah, it's gonna have no trouble. I look forward to testing the campaign of this game when that comes out as well, because that will be UE5 instead of UE4, so it's possibly way more intensive. But yeah, I like to see that as well. We gotta talk about this, like UE4 in the multiplayer, UE5 in the single player. That's the way to do it, in my opinion. Catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.